Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be fun, entertaining, and hopefully it will give you more information about me. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be picking some of the comments and questions that you have posted on my YouTube videos. I'll pick those up and respond to those. Hopefully this will help you understand more about my goals regarding YouTube. Now before I jump into the question, just a very big thank you from both me and Zain for supporting us in our YouTube journey. It means a lot. So please keep supporting us. If you're not subscribed to this channel, do subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. So with that said, let's get started. Now here is the first comment that comes from Ganesh. Ganesh says, when Akshat smiles, that means he's talking something serious. It is a funny comment. I smile as much as I can. I'm generally a very smiling type of a person. I tend to smile even under adverse circumstances. For example, in March 2020, I was heavily invested in stock market and you all know that the stock market tanked. My portfolio also went down by 40-45%. And yeah, it was a worrisome sign, but I was still smiling. Now, the reason why I smile so much is that my philosophy in life is to be sincere, not serious. I'll say it again. My philosophy in life is to be sincere, not serious. What I mean by that is that many a times we worry about so many things that are beyond our control. So honestly, if you do not smile and if you do not take troubled times in the right spirit, it might actually backfire on your health. It might backfire on your mental well-being. And basically what ends up happening is that you get into the habit of being perturbed and disturbed about every single thing, right? So which is not the right habit. So generally, right, as much as possible, I tend to smile. So life is too short. Smile as much as you can. And even your photographs come really nice if you're smiling. Second question comes from Sumit. Sumit says that, hey, do you meditate? What's your morning routine? Okay. To cut the long story short, I don't have a morning routine. The reason is I usually get up at 10:30, 11 a.m. in the morning. So almost my entire morning is gone. Not a very healthy habit, but yeah, that's honestly what my morning routine is, that I don't have a morning. That's one. Now you might be asking that, hey, you know what, Akshat, you get up very late. So how do you stay productive? So the way I think about this situation is that I genuinely do not believe that you need to get up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. to be productive. Whether I get up at 11 or whether I'm getting up at 5 a.m., I have essentially 14-15 hours of productive day ahead of me like any other person. So I focus my energy in terms of making those 14-15 hours productive. I have made a separate video how I stay productive, but just to quickly recap, I have a list of things that I want to get through in a day. There are certain habits and rituals that I follow. For example, so I learn Spanish these days with my son Zain. So that is a fun activity for me. It keeps me happy. And there are a bunch of other things that I do during the course of the day. Usually some of the good productive habits that I have built is that I use Pomodoro app. I use deep work methods. I intensively do tasks. So I tend to accomplish a lot during a day. And do I meditate? Sometimes yes, but majority of the times no. But I do something for the soul in terms of writing a journal or reading a book. So I do something that keeps me positively oriented. Third question comes from Shivank. So Shivank asks that, can you make a video on how to find out passion and shape our career? Interesting question, and here is my take on finding passion. I have written extensively about it on my LinkedIn post, but I'll quickly recap here. So my take on passion is that I genuinely do not feel that people can find passion very easily, right? For majority of us, that finding the passion thing does not really work out. What you can, however, do is that you can find your interest. Talking about my own story, I have narrated it earlier, but I'll still give a quick summary. So when I was young, I was very passionate about playing cricket. I used to spend a lot of time playing cricket, playing matches. In fact, right from the time I was in 4th standard or 3rd standard, up until the time when I was in 11th standard, I played cricket professionally. So I was a state level cricketer. So I spent a lot of time on the field. The reason why I continued to play cricket was that I was interested in playing cricket. At that stage in my life, it was somewhat my passion. Then eventually things turned around. I had an injury and I had to give up on my cricketing career. Then I moved on to other interests. For example, my interest in college was music. I picked up singing. I followed that interest. During college, I got more interested in teaching. So teaching became my interest. I started teaching more and more. I started tutoring people for GMAT because I had a good GMAT score. Then subsequently, I really enjoyed teaching. I taught people on GMAT exam from around 20 countries, which was a very fascinating experience for me at a very young age. I really enjoyed it. That was my interest, and I've been continuing that interest in teaching subsequently and even now on YouTube. So the bottom line is that rather than trying to figure out what your passion is, what is that one thing that your soul will connect with, rather than asking that question, a better question to ask is that, hey, what am I interested in? What will I be able to do consistently and sincerely? and try to pursue that for a certain period of time and see if you're getting success in it. Which leads me to the next comment by Rishi, who says, your YouTube channel is epitome of consistency. The reason why I'm able to stay consistent on YouTube is because I'm interested in researching more, building case studies, speaking in front of camera, and a host of things that comes along with running a YouTube channel. Is it hard work? Yes, of course, it's a lot of hard work because I do YouTube as a part of a bunch of other things that I'm doing. Of course, it eats into a lot of my time, but I enjoy doing it. So that is the reason why I'm able to do it consistently. Now let me tackle some money related questions that I have been getting. So the first comment comes from Sudhanshu. He says that Zain will think to buy YouTube after knowing how much his father earns. So this is a very interesting comment. So let me just debunk some of the myths. Number one, am I rich? I would say yes, that I have earned decent amount of money. I have shown my portfolio and bunch of other different income streams in my earlier videos. Maybe I will make a video highlighting what are some of my income streams. Hopefully that will be a useful, knowledgeable video. B, am I actually going to reveal my true wealth? The answer is no. I'm not going to do that. The reason is very simple, that I'm not here to flaunt my wealth. Occasionally, if I'm analyzing stocks or talking about money making skills, I will pick up certain things from my own portfolio, right? And I'll show you how much money I have invested in certain stocks. I do that for education purposes. So my goal is to talk about my wealth from an education purpose, so that number one, you can actually believe that it is coming from credible sources. It is coming from a person who is actually invested in those stocks or on those money making things that I'm speaking about. And you can take my advice more seriously because it comes from practical experience. The next comment comes from Louis Summers, my favorite YouTuber. I am so happy. I have been earning 18,000 returns from my $6,000 investment every 13 days. So folks, this is a spam. Please don't respond to these type of comments. There are a lot of people who keep on spamming YouTubers. A clear mark is that if anyone is giving their phone numbers, please move away. Please don't interact with them. People just create mirror profiles, change the spelling of Akshat to something else, and they will try to sell you some weird product. So please don't say that. If I'm talking about certain products, certain things, certain workshops, etc., I will state it out on the video itself. So please don't get scammed by scammers who are talking about money in the comment section. So the last comment I'm going to analyze comes from Debashish. So Debashish says, I'm 18. I have approximately 10,000 rupees. Please suggest what stocks I can analyze and invest on. Please kindly help. Now, Debashish and other people who ask me for stock recommendations. So first and foremost, I am not averse to giving you stock advice, right? For example, today I can tell you 5 stocks that I feel would have strong potential. But there is a reason why I don't want to do that. The reason is that I might tell you today that, hey, go buy these 5 stocks. You might buy it. You might be very happy. But how would you know when to sell, right? Then you will get stuck. Now, you and I both bought the stock. Now that stock rose and I sold it. And after some time, your stock came down and I am already out of that stock. So how would you get access to this information? So it becomes a challenge for me to run this type of portfolio management service. So I don't have any intent of running this. So in short, you will not be able to sell the stock at the right time. Number 2, you must educate yourself financially to manage your own money. Right? Just looking for stock tips from me or from someone else is not a very healthy practice, and it will backfire at some stage in your life. Right? So please avoid that. Please fundamentally understand finance. I myself am putting out a lot of videos where I analyze Ray Dalio's principles, where I analyze the concept of bull run, inflation, bunch of other economic concepts. So if you understand these concepts fundamentally, you yourself will be able to manage your own money, and that is the goal with which I am putting out YouTube videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and please let me know if you would want me to continue making these type of videos, these type of personal videos where I answer some of the YouTube comments and questions. Would be happy to get your views. Thank you so much, and I'll see you the next time.